you that I have discovered through Molly Mahoney, and it is called Capsho. I know a lot of you out there have YouTube channels or podcasts, and this is a tool that I'm actually using for both right now for clients. And I am so excited because Deirdre Tshien is here, the CEO of the company, and she's going to show you exactly how it works. So for all of you who are producing podcasts every week, or you have a team doing it for you, you really need to turn them on to this tool because it is really great. It's a game changer. And if you adopt it early, you're going to get ahead of your competitors. And there are a lot of people out there doing podcasts. So here I'm going to warmly welcome Deirdre. And Deirdre, thank you so much for joining us today from Austin, Texas. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here with you on LinkedIn. This is so cool.
Yeah, LinkedIn Live. And people will be watching this in arrears also. So let's go ahead and get started. I know you have a hard stop at 10:30, but I really wanted to get people to see this software. Who better than to show them how to use it than you? So let's go ahead and get started, and they can see the functionality and they're going to fall in love with it just like me.
Yes.
So I will turn on the share screen here.
Awesome.
And you'll get to look at it. So I'll let you take it over here, Deirdre, and walk us through it.
Yes. Okay, cool. So just for context, what Capsho is, it's an AI-powered content marketer. It was built by marketers. So me and my co-founders, we are all like organic content marketing has been our jam for a long, long time. And we struggled with the exact same things that I think Cynthia, she's just such an ideal Capshovian of ours because she's like, oh my gosh, we're podcasting, our clients are podcasting, they're creating all this content, but it's hard once you get to that point to actually, pick yourself up and be like, okay, now I have to market this thing. That is like, it is hard, right? And that was where I found myself as well. So that's why really we created Capsho. And so what it does is it's pretty simple. You upload an episode. Each folder is like its own show. You can upload an episode either on the dashboard or inside the folder. It doesn't matter. Once you upload it, you can upload, by the way, any video or audio. You can also put a YouTube URL, like a link in there as well. So that's the upload process. It will stop partway, and I want to just intentionally draw attention to this actually. It stops halfway to actually ask you what you want Capsho to focus your content on. And this is really important because, again, we're marketing nerds, and so we really fell into the whole like SEO rabbit hole. And one of the key things around SEO is really making your content specific to a particular topic. This is how the machines kind of categorize your content and how you actually get surfaced inside any search engine. And if you don't so Capsho recommends some topics. If you don't, or if you know what your long tail keywords are, or if you've been searching them even at this point, because we do that sometimes, just put it in here, write it in here, and then that's, you click apply, and then that's what Capsho runs your episode on. So it'll do its thing. It'll process, and please, Cynthia, stop me if you have any questions along the way, or and basically once it processes, you land actually on a screen that looks like this. So this is where we have templates. You'll only see 2 templates to begin with, but as you build your own and as you get to know Capsho a little bit more, you'll create other templates. And this is really important as well because we designed this so that each creator actually interacts with their content, and interacts both on a structure perspective and on a words perspective, if that makes sense. So structurally, we have all of these blocks. So it's kind of, think of it like a website builder. You're kind of building your content, and we have all of these blocks that you can use, or you don't have to either. Some people love really, really short descriptions, for example. Some people love really long ones. And so this gives you the flexibility. So, you can start with a quote if you want to. And so you would just, add the block. And there you go. You kind of go, okay, we're going to start with our title, then we're going to put a quote in, and then let's say we put then the guest bio. I don't know, I'm just making this up. So when you click into the blocks, you actually, the AI Capsho has actually created recommendations. It's giving you options. And so you can go through them all. If you come across this one, you're like, oh, actually, I like this one better. Click replace, and it'll replace it out for you. Same thing with the quotes. You can see how many, it's kind of gone, yep, maybe I really like this one. Yep. And, you can edit in here as well. So you can, make it works like a normal editor. You can make that italics, so this is literally how easy it is with the flexibility and the customizability that you can get from that. And when you build your template, you just save it. You save the layout, give it a template name, and basically the next time that you go in, it will appear as one of these. And so when you do click on it, let's say I wanted to use Dave's template, I click on that and it gets pre-populated already with all of the content that, that you've kind of told it you want. And then you just go through and you just edit. This is
okay.
How easy it is.
I'm going to stop you for 1 second.
Yes.
Because this is amazing and I love this, but we have to take a step back, I think, for a lot of people, especially people who are doing podcasts in the multifamily space, because what they see is like, okay, this looks like a lot. But what I see from the marketing perspective is you're uploading your podcast once, you're creating a template once, and then it has infinite uses. So you can put it on LinkedIn, you can put it on YouTube, you can take snippets and you can put it on LinkedIn and social media and Instagram and all these places. It's like doing it once, and then you have buckshot going to all of these different places. That's the wonderful benefit of this that I have seen. And that if you could go through, I like your features. If you could focus on your features.
Yeah, for sure. So
because we see them here, but having them bulleted out is really helpful. Like the timestamps, like I can see that and how useful those are.
Yeah.
But your features are amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We put a lot of, thank you for saying that, because we did put a lot into this. So yeah, you can see, by way of, let me just quickly give you like key moment. This is the key moment. So it's literally got time. It's chosen what the key moments and the timestamps of those. But if you want to go deeper, you can actually get the timestamped episode summary, which is essentially, let me just add this in, It is essentially chapter summaries for those key moments. It will give you a summary of like, oh, this is what was spoken about at this time. And so that's a really cool, really cool feature that it does. Okay, but do you want me to run through all the assets? Because I know that you started saying, you could use it for LinkedIn and YouTube and stuff. Do you want me to kind of go through that list?
Overview, like the 30,000 foot overview of what this powerful software does. And if you are an early adopter, how it's going to push your podcast forward. And like I saw your email about how it improved your SEO performance by, what was it, 65%?
65%, right? Yeah.
Hello, that's awesome. So yes, speak to that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me talk about visibility and discoverability, because those are kind of the two main outcomes that we're looking for from organic marketing. So I'll start with discoverability first. And this is, in my mind, when I say discoverability, this is where people have an intent to find you, essentially. You via your content. And that's why at the beginning I mentioned about the keywords and really being very specific about the topic that you want Capsho to focus on, because that's actually what's going to give the juice to your content, the content that you're going to create inside of Capsho to get you discovered. And so this is basically everything that Capsho creates for you is going to be based on those keywords. And for us, like I have other podcast episodes where we've actually used either the blog post or the podcast website content. And we are now ranking on the first page of Google because of what Capsho has been able to create for us. It's magical. Like it's, so being really specific around those keywords is just so powerful. And then we talk about visibility. So that's, and by the way, the 65% that you mentioned was in Spotify. So that's in app.
Okay.
And I use, yep. Is that good?
I got so excited. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I actually use a title and description. So this here, the screen that I'm on right now, this is what you're going to put into your hosting platform. So podcasters out there, you would probably know what I mean. So hosting platform is like your Buzzsprout, your Podbean, your Captivate, wherever it is that you go to publish your podcast. This is what I use the title and description for. And this is important because that's actually what gets published into Spotify or iTunes. And those apps are search engines themselves. So, people go into those apps to find either a topic base or an artist, what iTunes calls an artist or an author, right? That's you. That's your host name. Your host name plus other things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it can only search the things that you put into it. And so that's why this really focusing on your title and description and making this really powerfully like SEO rich, which is what Capsho helps you do, by the way, like without doing very much more. Even if I just I wouldn't just copy and paste this in. I want to edit it and make sure that it's, in my tone of voice and all those things. But like, this is alone going to help you just like skyrocket your rankings. That was my case study, but I had another Capshovian, Jerry. He did a test on a really old episode of his that got, at the time he published it, maybe like 18 months ago, had like 4 downloads. That was it. And so he did a test at the end of last year. And he put it through Capsho. He basically changed the title and the description. That was it. That was all he did. He did not promote anywhere else. And he jumped, I think he got something like 63 downloads. And then now it's like, I think he's increased it by like something like 867%, doing nothing else except for changing the title and description of that episode. So it's really, really powerful. So that's discoverability, and that's in-app using this and search discoverability on Google, on YouTube, which again, if you use the blog, you use the podcast website content, you use a YouTube description, that is going to help you get found on those platforms. So that's discoverability. And then we have visibility. So visibility to me is where people are, you're almost trying to interrupt someone's pattern of scrolling. And so this usually happens on a social media platform like LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, anywhere where people are kind of just like passively engaging. They're not really, even though it can be used for search, it's not primarily used for search. This is where, again, Capsho does really well around creating all of the different social media captions for you. We do promotional, we do engagement ones. So this is designed to actually engage, get people commenting, and educational, where you're giving value. This builds really, really high know, like, and trust with your audience. So you're giving value, and we do it across all of the social media platforms. And email as well. We do the same thing. We have a promotional email and we have an engagement email, because it's all about creating, like, my philosophy is that you just want to give to your audience. This is, because the law of reciprocity is just so strong. They'll want to give back. And we do LinkedIn articles as well. So there's kind of like, this is how Capsho 30,000 foot view helps you in your organic marketing, content marketing, both discoverability and visibility.
Okay. So to recap and put it in like layman's terms, you can use this product to upload your podcast, create LinkedIn articles. It's like the thing you should be doing right now for sure. You can create SEO for YouTube. You can create blog posts for your website, and you should be doing that. You can create stop scroll content, what I like to call stop scroll content, all with one tool, with your one podcast. So that is why I am so excited about this. So I am so delighted that you have come to kind of walk us through those two things, discoverability and visibility. Those are the two things you want. And if you are, again, if you are taking the time to watch this, implement this, show this to your team. If it's not you, some small businesses, it's you, some it's your team. This is something you definitely want to get. That's my opinion. And that's why I brought Deirdre in. Is there anything else you want to point out about Capsho, or anything on your roadmap that you?
Yeah. Why don't we go into that? Yeah. I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek, shall I?
Okay. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with my email, Cynthia. I won't hold you to it because I send a lot of emails, but we have some exciting announcements coming up. One is that we are about to turn 1 soon, as in Capsho is about to turn 1 in a couple of weeks' time. And in line with that, we have a few things sort of kind of like on planned for our Capshovians. So we're going to be sending out some things to thank everyone for being with us at our year 1. But a really cool thing that we're rolling out is what we're calling Creative Studio. And Creative Studio is basically going to help around because as you can see, this is like the copy part of content marketing. But there's also the creative part of finding sound bites in order to clip them. Finding segments, what I call segments, which is like for specifically more so for YouTube, which is how do we get, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, really short, valuable, impactful parts of our long form content to be able to put onto YouTube and make them, because that's what people are more likely searching for. Okay. How do we create really short form script, like make it really easy for us to just like turn our video cameras on our phone, record something and post that onto social media. So that's all going to be part of what we're rolling out in a couple of weeks' time, which is what we're calling Creative Studio. So it'll help you find the soundbite. So it'll identify for you parts that you can clip from your episodes that you can turn into reels or put onto quote cards or whatever else.
Would you say that's sort of like you will have like video AI functionality? Is that the road you're kind of going down?
Yeah, so we're probably not going to do the video, like the editing part right now. So we're really going to focus on what our kind of superpower is, which is we're going to identify it for you based on what it is that you're looking for your audience to do. Are you just trying to raise awareness for your podcast? Are you trying to get them to listen to your podcast? Are you trying to get them just to engage with that content? So we'll actually identify the powerful parts of your episode that you can then go ahead and use a video editor like a Descript or Pictory or video.ai to then do so you can just go straight to these are the moments that I want to clip and edit. You can do all the editing in those platforms because that's what they're designed for, to make it really easy to do that. We'll also generate intro and outro scripts so that if you wanted to, you could actually edit in a really quick, 5-second, hey, this is what you're going to be watching. I was like, that's not in that way, but just to give context to that short form content. And then, with a call to action. So, so we're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting more so around smart identification and scripting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is exciting. I can't wait to see what you have coming up next. And yes, I am a fan. So where can people find you online? If they want to sign up right now, it's Capsho.
Yes. So we do have, we talked about discoverability, podcast discoverability. So I do have a gift. So it's extended free trial of Capsho, but with that, there's a short micro audio course, mini audio course, I should say, that actually steps people through how to get discovered. So I mentioned in app search and Google search, how to use Capsho to get discovered in those ways. So that you can get that at freegift.capsho.com. And that also gives you an extended free trial of Capsho as well.
Okay. So it's
freegift.capsho.com.
Make sure I've got it right.
So that'll get you an extended free trial of Capsho plus a mini, it's like literally under 28 minutes, a mini audio course on how to get your podcast discovered in app and on Google. Okay,
awesome. I'm having a little bit of trouble posting that, but I will put it on LinkedIn. Don't worry. freegift.capsho.com.
Yeah.
I will take care of that.
Awesome.
Okay, well, Deirdre, thank you so much for joining us. I am so excited to have you here, and I'm sure people will be watching this all throughout the week, and I hope you check Capsho out. And if you have any questions, you can DM me also, and I'm always happy to do it for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you very much.